so now we will be talking about one specific partner. Like I said, you have access to it right now, and that is Kover. So Nick, again, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for being here. I will let you take it away and tell us what Kover is all about.
Sounds good. Thanks for the introduction. And before I jump too far into what Kover is and what we're all about, I just want to say that when we were looking for initial partners, Wonolo was at the top of our list because of Wonolo Up, because of the commitment that Wonolo has already made to ensuring that all Wonoloers have access to benefits, have access to the services that they need in order to have sustainable and stable lives. So when we had the opportunity to partner with Wonolo, it was a no-brainer for us. We've been following Wonolo Up ever since they launched Flex Time Off at the beginning of this year, and we're just really excited to be here right now. So I want to get, without further ado, jump into who Kover is, what we do, and how we do it, and then also talk a little bit about what we're doing specifically for gig workers and for Wonolo in particular. So Kover we're a risk share platform that enables gig workers to band together and protect themselves from risks such as car accidents and hospitalizations, and make sure that during crises and emergencies and accidents, you don't have the added burden of losing income. We like to call ourselves the financial safety net for the gig economy. We're here because, as I alluded to earlier, most gig workers have significantly more risks than any W-2 or salaried employee. For example, if you are in a car accident and your car has to go into the shop to be repaired, you can't go drive for Uber, you can't do delivery, and if you rely on your car to get to and from your HelloFresh job, you're not going to be able to do that either. And so we stepped in, and what we wanted to do is we wanted to offer an income protection plan. And so we've spent the last 2 years building out this service. We've partnered with all the top companies in the gig space, which you'll see here shortly, in order to make sure that when a Wonoloer undergoes any type of emergency, if they end up in the hospital, they're not also having challenges of paying bills because they're not missing that paycheck. So what happens is, if something like that happens, we replace 80% of the lost income while you're dealing with that crisis. And so how does it work? The first step with any service is you sign up for the service. Now, we've seen what a lot of the benefits programs look like out there. We've seen you go through lengthy forms and you provide tons of information. We don't want to make you do that. So what we did was we made it super simple. You just log in with your Wonolo account. This way we can pull all the information that we need in order to give you a quote. And if you like the quote, and if you want to sign up for the service, you just sign up right then and there. We made it super simple. It takes less than 2 minutes to get a quote. It takes less than 3 minutes to get signed up. The next step is you got to link all of your accounts. Now, if you're like most Wonoloers, you work for more than just Wonolo. You work for DoorDash or Lyft or Uber or Amazon Flex. You're working across the board. And our income protection services, specifically the Wonoloer income protection services, they do not limit you to just the income that you earn while working for Wonolo. They also protect all of the income you earn, whether it's Uber, Lyft, DoorDash. Any account that you link, we can protect the income for that account. And then finally, if you get into an accident, let's say that your car is in an accident while you're picking up your kids, you can't work, you file a claim. The claims process is extremely simple. You take a video of yourself explaining what happened. You provide 1 or 2 documents or pieces of information that we may need to verify the claim. And then within 24 to 48 hours, we pay out the income that you're losing. We actually had we went around the country and we interviewed a bunch of our customers, and their favorite part about our service was the fact that they were getting their payouts within 24 to 48 hours of just starting the claims process. It was significantly easier, and it was the easiest thing that they had to deal with during these crises. So we really strive to make it as painless as possible while you're experiencing something that, you're experiencing an emergency. So part of our partnership with Wonolo Up, we created a custom plan for Wonoloers. We enable Wonoloers to customize their plans as well. But the custom offering for Wonoloers is you get your first month free, and you get a 15% discount off of every month from here on out. As long as you're a Wonoloer, as long as you're using Wonolo Income Shield, you get that 15% discount. The way that the custom plans work is that you choose how long you want to be protected in the event of an emergency. So I keep harping back on the accidents. If you end up in an accident, you could be covered for your car could be in the shop for up to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You get to choose how much of that time is protected by Wonolo Income Shield. So if you think to yourself, hey, I only need 3 days, then you only sign up for a 3-day plan. It gives you a little bit of cushion when those events happen, but you're still relying on yourself to get through those. If you're thinking, hey, I have kids, I have all these different obligations. If my car's in the shop, I don't want to deal with it. I just want to focus on my family. Give me the 2-week plan. You can sign up for the 2-week plan. It's a little bit more expensive, but you get a lot more protection when the accident occurs. And so I've mentioned Wonolo Income Shield. I've mentioned that name a couple of times. We include 3 primary benefits for Wonoloers. The first is collision. So if your car is in an accident, we replace your income while the car is being repaired. The second is hospitalization. If you end up in the hospital, if you're hospitalized, we replace your income while you're in that hospital bed. Obviously, you can't go work in a warehouse if you're tied up to an IV or anything like that. So we want to make sure that your financial health is as taken care of as your physical health. And finally, we provide a free mileage and expense tracking app. We partnered with a company called Hurdler, who offers one of the best mileage and expense tracking apps on the market. And they also offer a bunch of tax benefits through it as well. For example, easy one-click tax filing if you're interested in that. So collision, when we say collision, it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. For us, collision is purely if you're in an accident, we replace 80% of your income while the car is in the shop. Hospitalization, once again, if you're in the hospital, we replace 80% of your income while you're in the hospital. And then Hurdler Premium, I mentioned that we provide this for free to all Wonoloers that sign up for Wonolo Income Shield. One of the key things that we like to talk about with Hurdler Premium is that the typical Hurdler user saves $5,600 a year on their taxes, which we find pretty impressive and we're pretty excited about. So going back to the actual nuts and bolts of how to sign up for our services, the first step is to get a quote. I mentioned all you have to do, you log in with your Wonolo account. We pull all the information that we need from there. And then we give you this slider bar where you can select how many days you want protection for. So you can drag it all the way down to 1, which I believe would be $5, give or take, or you can drag it all the way up to 31 days, which is something closer to $60, $65. You get to choose how much protection you're looking for. After you've signed up, you just need to link your accounts. And so you go to the dashboard, you do the same thing that you did with Wonolo, you just log into all of your accounts. We pull in all of your income data, we verify all of your income, so that way when there is an accident, we know exactly how much how much we need to pay you out. So in doing the prep work for this webinar, we did a handful of surveys, which I don't know if you saw, and we've talked to a bunch of Wonoloers, and there were a couple of common questions. For instance, what we cover and what we don't cover. So what it is, income replacement. What it's not, we don't replace car insurance. We don't fix the car if it's damaged or provide any type of liability service. We also don't cover if the buses have a change in their schedule or if there is weather that's preventing you from driving to work. We strictly cover when you get into an accident. With hospitalization, once again, we don't cover any type of, we don't cover any healthcare costs, and we don't cover head colds or any of these smaller illnesses that are meant to be taken care of by Wonolo Up's flex time off policy. We strictly cover those unique emergencies where you end up in the hospital and there's nothing else you can do about it. And then Hurdler, it's not a, like, to be very clear about it, Hurdler is not a tax consultant. They don't do your taxes for you. They provide a technological infrastructure for doing taxes. But they're very good at that tech. And then they also provide a very clean and easy to use app that allows you to track all of your mileage and expenses.
All right, well, we do have a few submitted questions from some Wonoloers that I wanted to ask you. Nick, Paul asks, what is required paperwork needed, and how do I submit it to Kover after a hospitalization?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're actually tied into the EHR databases for 99% of the hospital beds across the country. Typically, we don't require any type of paperwork. What we do is we just ask for access to your EHR, which is a web portal. You go in, you type in your personal identifiable information, and then that gives us the ability to query the system. Once we query for whether or not you were hospitalized, that's all it takes, and then we can typically approve this within, I think it's like 2 hours to do the entire process, but you don't do, all you do is you respond to an email.
Gotcha. And does this cover recovery time after a surgery?
Unfortunately, we don't have any means for validating recovery time at this point. We have to limit it to the events that we can actually measure and we can adjudicate on or verify. So no, It doesn't cover recovery time.
Okay. And last kind of medical-based question, can I make a claim to the Wonolo Income Shield if I visit the ER but do not get officially hospitalized?
No. So what we're looking for is hospital admissions. That's what the program is built on. So if you just visit the ER but you're not admitted to the hospital, then it's not going to trigger the. It's not the type of an event that is covered under Wonolo Income Shield.
Gotcha. Here's another question that I think I can answer. So someone wrote and said, can California Wonoloers get this even though there are no more Wonolo jobs in California? And the answer to that is yes. So if you are in California, you can still work Wonolo jobs outside of the state of California. So if you were to travel to Phoenix, Washington, what other state, you can work Wonolo jobs that are available, and you can access this Wonolo Income Shield, as well as while not working Wonolo jobs in the state of California, you can still sign up as a Wonoloer and link other gig economy jobs to your income shield if you were to drive for, I'm totally blanking on delivery apps, Grubhub or Uber Eats, all of that. So it's still accessible to you. All right, someone asked here for you, Nick, how long does the claim process take?
The claim process is really quick. Like I said, you film a short video describing what happened or describing the circumstances. Well, first off, you go to your dashboard, you hit file a claim, you film a short video of yourself explaining the circumstances, and then we may ask for additional information, but typically all we're looking for is, because we're tied into a series of databases across the country in order to verify and adjudicate everything, most of what we're looking for is just like one form for you to fill out to give us the information we need, and then our software goes out and queries all the databases, verifies that the claim is valid, and initiates the payout. And this all happens, like I said, typically within 2 hours of filing a claim. So you can receive the payout within 24 hours of filing the claim.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's super fast. I do want to touch upon Wonolo Up's flex time off, or FTO. So just for everyone watching, as part of Wonolo Up, you have access to flex time off, or it's called FTO. Everyone except, unfortunately, Wonoloers in California. So to qualify for flexible time off, you cannot have a no-show in the previous month of work, and you must complete the required hour count. Each month, the number of hours required to obtain flexible time off will be different. But if you meet the goals for August and September, you'll be able to access a bonus. So if you want to take a day or 2 or 3 off, you will have that FTO money to fund that. All right. Well, and I think FTO goes great in conjunction with Kover's Wonoloer Income Shield. Any last words from you, Nick?
Just thank you for having us on here. Thank you for partnering with us. I know that we've already talked to a bunch of Wonoloers. I look forward to talking to more of you in the weeks and months to come. And yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. So that is our time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to this info session. Be on the lookout for future upcoming What's Up with Wonolo Up webinars. We look forward to bringing you all more benefits and portable perks and rewards. So from all of us, thank you for being part of the Wonolo community. We appreciate all of your hard work and hope you stay safe out there. All right. See you, Nick.
See you, Trad. Take care, guys.